Tank Man, also known as the Unknown Rebel, is an iconic figure whose courageous act captured the world's attention during the 1989 Tiananmen Square protests in Beijing, China. In the span of just a few minutes, he made a profound statement of resistance and defiance against the Chinese government, symbolizing the struggle for freedom and democracy. In June 1989, China was experiencing widespread protests, with students and citizens demanding political reform and an end to government corruption. The demonstrations culminated in the Tiananmen Square Massacre on June 3–4, when the Chinese government deployed the military to forcibly suppress the protests. On June 5, the day after the massacre, as tanks rolled through the streets near Tiananmen Square, a lone man stepped into the road and confronted a column of approaching tanks. Armed with shopping bags in each hand, he stood his ground in front of the massive war machines. The tank drivers tried to maneuver around him, but he repeatedly moved to block their path. The tank man's identity remains unknown to this day, and his fate remains a mystery. Some accounts suggest he was arrested shortly after the incident and executed, while others claim he managed to escape and live a life in anonymity. Despite the uncertainty surrounding his fate, his act of bravery and determination has left an indelible mark on history. The image of Tank Man, captured by numerous photographers and broadcast worldwide, quickly became a symbol of peaceful resistance against oppressive regimes. It represents the power of an individual standing up to overwhelming force, evoking themes of courage, sacrifice, and the yearning for freedom. The Chinese government has worked tirelessly to suppress information about the Tiananmen Square protests and their aftermath, including any mention of Tank Man. Censorship and state control have led to limited knowledge of the event within mainland China, making Tank Man a forbidden icon of resistance. Despite the efforts to erase the memory of the Tiananmen Square protests, Tank Man's image continues to resonate globally. It stands as a reminder of the struggle for human rights, democracy, and the importance of speaking out against injustice. Over the years, numerous memorials, artworks, and commemorations have paid homage to Tank Man's bravery. His legacy serves as an inspiration to individuals and movements worldwide who fight for freedom, justice, and human rights. In conclusion, Tank Man's bold act of defiance in the face of military power during the 1989 Tiananmen Square protests has solidified his place in history as a symbol of courage and resistance. His image continues to inspire people around the world to stand up against injustice and fight for their rights.